We've spent a lot of time traveling the world testing the latest from Subaru, and we've been to some pretty exciting locations: Iceland, the Isle of Man, Hawaii. Well, today we are in possibly the most epic location ever. Welcome to South Dakota. This is the all-new 2018 Subaru Crosstrek.
Let's start in the back. The rear door opening is larger than before, making it even easier to load up for a long camping weekend. Interior space has also been improved. The second row gains more than an inch of additional legroom. The engine weighs 26 pounds less than the outgoing power plant. It also sits 10 millimeters lower in the engine bay to improve handling. Inside, the 2018 Crosstrek gets all the same upgrades that Subaru brought to the 2018 Impreza. Redesigned door pulls and panels, available push-button start, a revised constantly variable transmission, available paddle shifters on limited models, as well as the X-Mode off-road system. The Limited we're testing here also came with a sunroof. Displays are much improved throughout the car. The integrated color information display in the gauge cluster gives you car status at a glance, while the eyeline display shows optional gauges, weather, radio, trip information, and advanced safety system status if your car is equipped with eyesight. But the real star of the show is the available 8-inch display with TomTom navigation. Not only does this provide advanced integrated maps and search capabilities, it also provides options for both Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, in addition to Subaru's own Starlink apps. The addition of all this new tech does not take away from the purpose of the Crosstrek, and that is to get out into the world, wherever your 8.7 inches of ground clearance and 17 gallons of fuel can take you. When equipped with the CVT like we have here on the Limited, the EPA rates the Crosstrek with up to 33 miles to the gallon on the highway, 27 around town. No mention of what one can expect on a forest road, however, but with the CVT, it seems pretty frugal.
And the CVT is really quite good in this car. It's fairly responsive. It's not very loud. The old one, you could kind of hear it working. This one, you can't. It also will emulate a 7-speed automatic if you really want to get into the gear shifts. And the way you shift the gears, is the way you should be, on the steering wheel with paddle shifters. So does that mean it's sporty? Not in the way you would think. This isn't a vehicle that is quick. If you want one of those, Subaru does make the WRX and the WRX STI. That will meet all of your desires for speed. This one is designed around capability. And to play on that, Subaru realized this. They said, the Impreza is our street commuter car, and it's a great everyday vehicle. The Crosstrek, this is for people who like adventure, who like to go off the beaten path, quite literally.
Did they have in mind crawling through a rock quarry? Probably not. But this is a great time to test out one aspect of that new X-Mode off-road system. With the hit of a button, the Crosstrek engages the hill descent system, which basically takes over throttle and braking for the driver.
Okay, so my foot is off everything. I am only steering, it's kind of steep. A little quicker than I probably would have liked personally. So, X mode, it works. I would like it to be a little slower, or at least have the option of picking my speed, my crawl speed, with the paddle shifters like you can do on a Jeep. That's pretty cool. But overall, for the way people are going to be using this, it does give me complete control, even down a very slippery, slidey slope. So let's go on and see how it does on the highway. one of the headline features of this vehicle is that it is a crossover with all-wheel drive that gets 33 miles to the gallon on the highway. That's insane. That's better than some other competitors' two-wheel drive offerings. You just don't see that very often. So the Crosstrek is finally a vehicle that lets you have those off-road capabilities with the extra ground clearance, with all-wheel drive, and with X-mode type capabilities without having to sacrifice economy. To get that, what you do sacrifice is horsepower by a pretty significant margin. This vehicle is not fast. Freeway passing, you got to plan for it. You can't just punch it and go, because that doesn't happen. Do people buy vehicles because of their ability to pass well out on the freeway? Apparently not. A lot of people love the old Crosstrek, and this one's no slower than that one. But it's better in so many other ways. I mean, it drives better, it's quieter, the multimedia is a massive upgrade. The looks, I actually think, are better. And even the rear door has been redesigned to give you 4 inches more clearance on the sides. So it's better too. Honestly, everything about this vehicle is better. Just it doesn't have enough more horsepower for me to finally check that one off. Hopefully Subaru will eventually come out with a turbo. They say they're not, or at least they're not alluding to it, but it is what it is.
This Crosstrek Limited has some great features, such as Harman Kardon audio, eyesight, a slick CVT, and the X-Mode off-road system. This car, as you see it here, is priced at about $32,000. But what about a lower cost option? And how about that new manual transmission?
Now, you can't get X-Mode and a manual. It just doesn't exist. However, you can get a manual now on both the base and premium models. So is this 2018 Crosstrek with a 6-speed manual more fun to drive than the loaded CVT? Let's find out. Overall, not that big of a difference. Yet, yes, the differences are significant, but I still have a multi-touch color screen. I still have an information panel between the gauges, and I still have a multifunction display up there. They just happen to be monochrome. This one also still supports CarPlay and Android Auto, even though this is a 6-speed manual premium. How much fun can we have? Something about driving a Subaru on forest roads is like the best. Oh, it's so slippery. I love it. Let's not bottom out. We don't have any underbody protection, although you can add that really easily. Lots of people make underbody panels. Even Subaru is going to have an official one for this vehicle, so you can get it directly through your dealer. Man, already I'm liking the manual better. My biggest problem with the old manual transmission was just the gear ratios weren't right. To really know if this one is righter, I'll need to get out onto a road where I can go faster and see how those higher gears hold up. But I can say right down here in the fun zone, 1, 2, and 3, yeah, it's great. My Legacy does have a little bit more grunt on the low end, and that's actually more thanks to the gear ratio in the back than necessarily the amount of power. My Legacy has an optimal rally gear ratio of 411. Okay, now we're on to tarmac. Ooh, let's get a little AC going. It's getting hot in here already. In fact, it says it's 71 degrees outside thanks to the multifunction display up there. You don't need color graphics to get the information you need. Black and white is just fine. Yeah, the other one's fancier and all that, but do you really need to spend an extra $10,000 nearly on a Crosstrek just to get those kind of things? Of course, you do get all the advanced safety features with a fully loaded Limited, like blind spot monitoring, which this does not have, front collision detection, which this does not have, rear brake auto braking, which this does not have. However, it does have a fully functional set of brakes, so you got that going for you. Do I need a computer fancy gimmicky thing? No, not really. Would I recommend it? Hell yes. That one time you're looking at the radio or you get that, you drop your phone or something, you're like, what? And then boom, if it saves you that one incident, it is worth it. In headaches alone. Nobody wants to deal with that stuff. Okay, let's see how this car does. 0 to 60, that's slightly downhill. So it's not going to be an optimal representation, but let's give it a shot anyway. Come out here, full stop. 3, 2, 1, go! Oh, a little bit off the gate there. 30. Oh, that was a little harsh. And 50 and 60. Oh, hey, look at that. The fuel cut in second is at 60 miles per hour, which saves me that one shift. Tricky, Subaru, tricky. You will lose a couple of MPGs going with the manual transmission. That's because the CVT is so optimized for economy, but it also isn't optimized for fun. This is the fun option now, and I love it. This is actually really great to drive. Still doesn't have a lot of power, but it's way more engaging and, well, interesting. You can also hear that motor a little bit more because I can keep the revs up a little higher. Yeah, this is how I would get mine, that's for sure. Didn't say that about the last one, but this one, yeah, I'd get it with a manual. For Driving Sports TV, I'm Ryan Douthit. This has been our first look at the 2018 Subaru Crosstreks, both the fully loaded limited CVT as well as this premium 6-speed manual. For more videos, visit us on YouTube or get our apps on Apple TV. You can also see us on Amazon Prime. I'm Ryan Douthit. Thanks for watching.